What's up, everybody, and welcome to an all-new episode of Casters of Horror. I'm Chris Mess.
I'm Shane, and this week, Chris and I flash back to our own experiences with a cult as we confront a heretic.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Heretic. This was this film just came out recently. It's still in theaters. It's some places you guys can find it. It is streaming now. It's on Prime Video. You guys can check it out there. It's written and directed by Scott Beck and Brian Woods. It stars Hugh Grant, a big departure for Hugh Grant. Sophie Thatcher and Chloe East. You guys might remember Sophie Thatcher from Boogeyman, which we had checked out before. She was also in Maxine. She had a small bit role in that. And Chloe East, not so much, probably not seen her in as much. If I can get IMDb to come up here. She's known for The Fabelmans, Big Bold Beautiful Journey, and TV show Generation. So not as big of a we haven't seen her in as much, at least in the genre. But Sophie Thatcher, we've seen her a time or two, so especially here on the channel. So Hugh Grant needs no introduction. This man's a living legend. And what we got is a story of two religious women from the Mormon or LDS church. And they arrive at Hugh Grant's house, and they're going to, have you heard the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ? And he's like, oh, come in. I have pie and my wife and blah, blah, blah. And anyway, it kind of turns into a game of cat and mouse mentally and physically. So I think that kind of sums it up, don't you think?
Yeah, I guess. I don't really know what else you can say about this. He's someone who had presented an interest in the church earlier, so that's why they're back.
Yes.
And maybe the conversation maybe goes to interesting places.
Yeah, definitely for sure. To me, that was probably one of the more intriguing parts of this whole film was the conversations that they had. As far as the dialogue, really, really well written. Acting was great on all parts. They did a fantastic job in this. I really dig Sophie Thatcher. I thought she did a great job in this one. I liked her in Boogeyman as well. I thought she did a great job in this one as well. And Chloe East did a fantastic job. Is the first time I had ever seen her. The star of this definitely though is Hugh Grant, playing the skeptic, the heretic, if you will, of the titular name of the film. So that's kind of going over the storyline without giving too much away. He's just they get locked into his house and they get lured deeper and deeper. Because the only way out is through the back. So, anyway, so we'll start this one. How do you want to start this one this week?
I'll piggyback off of something you said because you've already kind of went into like the acting and stuff.
Yeah.
I will say, I honestly think this is one of the best roles I have ever seen Hugh Grant in.
Yeah.
This is not, it's not like I've seen every single one of his movies, but this is definitely not the sort of thing that I have ever seen him in.
No, it's not a British comedy.
Right. And man, he was so good in this. It's interesting because he's a super nice guy throughout, but it's that sort of creepy nice, like where it's just on the edge. He keeps going further and further and like testing the boundaries of, how much he can get these two young ladies to stay and talk to him. And man, very, very good, creepy, but also nice guy performance. You know,
Yeah.
it was so weird seeing him in a role like this, but really, really dug it. This is absolutely one of my favorite performances from him.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with that.
yeah,
Um, so overall, this is one that you and I had been really, really excited to see all
hmm
year long. I'm glad it was able to come out right before the end of the year. Um, and, on streaming. So we were able to both of us be able to check it out.
yeah.
Um, so what I know we're, uh, what were your thoughts on this film? Like, where were you at on this? Because I know this has to do a lot with religion, as you said
hmm
at the beginning. Cultish mindsets,
Yeah,
skeptical mindsets, atheism, all the above. I got my godless heathen shirt on just for the occasion because I thought that this
yeah.
was a apropos film to wear it on. But
Yeah.
what where are you at on this one? What
I
was it
think
worth
that
the hype? Was it worth the wait? What?
I think that the first 40 minutes of this film are incredibly I don't know, creepy, not really disturbing, unsettling.
Okay,
Very
that's a good
unsettling.
word.
It was a very, very good job of building the tension as these girls slowly begin to realize that they might be in trouble.
Yeah.
Right? Um, I actually think that once the monologuing started is when the film started to slow down. And it's not that I didn't like what was being said. I think that the character makes some very good points
Yeah.
that don't really maybe get enough pushback, but also don't really get dug into enough. Right? I feel like this was the dialogue of someone who has watched a bunch of atheist YouTube videos.
Okay.
you know, I don't know. I think those first 40 minutes are really tense and I really enjoyed it. And I didn't dislike the rest of the film, but I do think that that was a point at which it kind of fell off for me. And I think that by the end, they had opportunities to go in some really weird, dark places. And I'm not saying that the end isn't, messed up in a way, but I found the whole back half of the film to be kind of generic. And I don't know. I really, really liked this movie for the first almost half of it, and then after that, it was like, this is fine. I As the minutes ticked away, so did my interest.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
it landed for me.
Okay.
Fortunately,
Okay. I got you. I got you. Um, I'm kind of in the same boat. It
okay.
was. I thought the writing in the. I was okay with the monologuing. I was okay with all that, and them the tension building up and them trying to figure out what he's getting at.
Mhm.
It was after that to me where it became why the whole
Yes.
the whole his motivation for it. I didn't find it to be enough. He didn't have enough motivation for what all was transpiring.
Yep.
It just kind
Totally agree.
of it for what the film becomes. It was just kind of like, wow, that really what was he gonna? Where was this? Why? How
Yeah.
was this gonna play out? Except for the way that this film played out.
Yeah.
Um,
And
like
and yeah. And I think that there's probably hints that maybe this film has played out before and would probably keep playing out in the future, if,
possibly,
aside from certain events.
possibly,
Right. Yeah. So
but
I don't know. I'm with you. His motivation was lacking. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, his questioning of everything and everything. I mean, I saw that parts of it were valid.
Mm,
Um, his thirst for knowledge and very, very knowledgeable as far
yeah,
as aspects of things that he goes into and some of his epistemologies and things like that. But when it all came down to it, I'm like, why,
yeah,
why?
yeah,
And that's where this movie falls for me. Is just after watching it, I went, why,
yeah.
why?
Yeah,
So,
same. And
uh,
there are. I do want to mention, like, there are a couple of pretty cool shots in this film.
yeah,
I think one of the neatest ones was spoiled in the trailer, unfortunately, and that shot, as neat as it is, also was like the director watched Hereditary and was like, I can do something like that. And
yeah,
if you watch this, you'll know exactly what scene I'm talking about. It's not. There's
yeah.
one. It happens one time, and it's not that big of a deal. But I don't know. It's
It doesn't
also,
involve a telephone pole, just to let you
no,
guys know.
no telephone
So,
poles involved.
no.
Um, but no,
Uh,
I mean, I'll give it that. This movie was shot really well, man, and
oh yeah,
like
it looked
it's
beautiful. The
yeah, it looks
film was
beautiful,
beautiful and creepy and all that. Is
and
just
yeah, and claustrophobic, because it's like all of the shots take place in small-ish rooms, right? And they're
yeah,
just, the way they're framed is done in such a way that you can sense this feeling like these girls have nowhere to escape, really.
yeah,
And
yeah,
they just, like you had said earlier, they keep going deeper and deeper in, and it just gets more and more tense until it isn't, suddenly, for me
yeah,
anyway. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna
Huh.
leave it with why, and
Why?
that's my biggest review
Yeah.
on this one was just why.
Yeah.
Um, I really this was very barbarian for me. I really dug the first
Yeah.
half.
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
last half of it, I just was like, all right, I could do without.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I mean,
um,
I think it's worth a watch, but
oh
I
yeah,
also
yeah, it's worth checking
I
out.
yeah.
More so, like I'm not going to tell you to shut it off after the first half.
No,
Um,
no.
Unlike Barbarian,
Yeah, exactly.
this one, I'm like, okay, you can go ahead, go on, watch it.
Yeah.
But
Also, to mention, I didn't realize this until I turned on IMDb just now. A wild Topher Grace appears,
yes,
and
yeah.
suddenly, like, oh, he was that guy. I didn't even recognize him.
Yeah,
But
during
yeah,
the film, I was like, this dude looks so familiar.
yeah,
I don't know who he is, but he looks really familiar. And then, yeah, all
yep,
of a sudden I'm like, oh, yeah, that 70s show. Let's go.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah,
So almost unrecognizable in it, but just
yeah.
enough where you're like, who is this guy? But yeah. So let us know what you guys thought. If you guys checked out Heretic, are you going to check out Heretic? It is on Prime Video, like I said. Check it out on there. You can rent it, buy it. I'd suggest renting it, checking it out,
Yeah.
before jumping all in feet first. But yeah. It's worth a watch at least once. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
but yeah, that's let us know what you guys think and put it down in the comments down below. And while you're there, make sure to hit like and subscribe. Make sure you guys stay tuned till next week because, well, I mean, you don't have to like sit here literally on our channel till next week, but our
yes, you
next
do.
episode, yes, you do. Yeah, don't
Don't get
leave.
the hell out of here. Sit.
Binge all of the episodes from this year to lead up to our top 5 countdown, which comes next week. So I
Yeah.
hope you guys enjoy that. Let us know what your top 5 lists are. Put that down in the comments down below as well. So that's it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Till the next one, I'm Chris Mess.
I'm Shane.
Get the hell out of here. We'll see you guys.
Stay here and binge watch.
Yeah, binge watch. You guys stay around.